At this time, my friends, while you listen, please keep those letters you have. But if you didn't get it all there, we got the man coming forward who has too much truth. Too much truth. My dear friend and alumnus of Morris Brown College, a man who I've come to love and admire and appreciate and respect. He's my leader. He's the man who I will go in the trenches with any day of the week. So we want to thank him for his presence. Let's give him a hand for the work he do. Brother Rally Boazman, the voice of Too Much Truth. Hands off! Hands off! Hands off! Hands off! Oh, I didn't come looking for a fight, but I'm not running from one either. Let me tell you this. They tell you unequivocally that truth is power.
Yes, sir.
Well, the day I came bearing some truth. Let the chips fall where they may. In politics, I served on the Atlanta City Council, so I understand what they do at City Hall. I'm here to let the chips fall where they may and tell the truth and shame the devil. In 1881, sitting down at a little small rickety raggedy table in the basement of Big Bethel AME Church. Some young courageous men and women less than 20 years up from slavery sit around that table, and they decided that with the help of Almighty God and what little pennies they had in their pockets, that they would build an institution for the better making of men and women. They didn't have millions of dollars. They didn't have any backing. All they had was Almighty God on their side. They said that we don't want to furnish a room at Clark where we can build an institution called Morris Brown College. It is in their spirit that we come today. It is in their spirit that we speak truth to power, because somebody has to do it. Dr. King said that our lives begin to end on the day that we become silent on things that matter. I think that Morris Brown matters. I think that Morris Brown Detroit deserve a chance to come out of bankruptcy. I think this institution that produced somebody just like me deserves an opportunity to keep on producing leaders who are strong, bold, uncompromising, and not scared of anything but God.
That's right. Keep your foot on the gas, brother.
And so,
Keep your foot on the gas.
I was sitting down the other day. I have the faith of my ancestors.
All right.
I believe that God can do all things but fail. And even though I wanted to keep my mouth shut, because the fact of the matter is, sometimes you just get sick and tired, as Fannie Lou Hamer, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And then somebody called me and said, do you know what's happening in this stadium deal as it relates to Morris Brown? I said, no, but I'm willing to listen. They said, I've come across a few documents which seem to suggest there are some backroom deals being cut. That includes the property that is Morris Brown. Now let me make one thing very clear. I don't have no permanent friends, no permanent enemies, only permanent interests. And I bleed purple and black. And so I don't care if it's the enemy within or the enemy without. Today we call him out. I have in my hand a confidential memo. It says confidential, and at the bottom it says do not copy nor distribute. And my name is not one of them on here. What a friend we have in Jesus. I got a few friends, and some of them are over at Friendship Baptist Church who want me to know what really is going on. In this confidential memo, it talks about the bankruptcy proceeding.
Yes.
You've heard this lie that City of Atlanta and this mayor came over to Morris Brown to offer them a deal.
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal that they offered them. We want to buy all, let me get it right, according to the confidential memo. We want to buy 37.22 acres. That's what a decimal point. Which does not include Jordan Hall, is what the confidential memo says. And it says, we want to buy it and own it completely. This is the City of Atlanta's memo. This came from the mayor's office. And the dollar amounts on here, they want to pay 4.7, let me take my glasses off so I can see the number right. 4.729. And that's going to pay for the secured claims. That's to pay off the debtors. So that's 4.7. Then they're going to pay a percentage of discount to the priority claim, $62,000. And then they're going to pay to the unsecured claims against Morris Brown, $744,000. Now that don't add up to no $10 million. But they told you that's what they want to buy it for. They want to buy all the 37 acres of Morris Brown, and then they said we might turn around and lease some of it back to you. Now, I don't think that's trying to help Morris Brown. At the same time, Morris Brown is sitting actively in the bankruptcy court trying to buy back all of the assets of Morris Brown. So in comes the city because they cut a deal with Friendship Baptist Church that not only would they pay them $19.5 million, they would give them this property that the tower sit on in the property across the street that all them cars are parked on. How in the hell can you make a deal for Morris Brown property when you don't own Morris Brown property? How can Friendship, our friends, and supposed to be a moral center of the community, sit down and cut that kind of deal and I come tell the people and the people of Morris Brown? What kind of friend is that? It don't stop there. And some more documents that I got. What a friend we have in who? Let me read you what the church people say.
Tell the truth.
Morris Brown shall be obligated to use its diligent good faith efforts to obtain the approval of such sale without the necessity of competitive auction. Provided, however, if the bankruptcy court requires a competitive auction, listen to this, the definitive agreement will require Morris Brown to negotiate exclusively with Friendship Baptist Church with the intent and purpose that Statco will be designated by the bankruptcy court as the stalking horse bidder for the Morris Brown replacement sanctuary site. As a stalking horse bidder, the definitive agreement will provide that Statco shall be entitled to submit a stalking horse contract, and the Statco may require that the protections customarily afforded to a stalking horse bidder. And to those ends, Statco may require that Morris Brown take all reasonable and necessary steps to cause the bankruptcy court to enter into an order satisfactory to Statco and at his sole discretion, setting out the bidding procedure to be followed in the auction and covering each such additional matters as the minimum overbid amount, topping fees, standby fees, and termination fees, expense reimbursement. So what they said is, look, if Morris Brown can't get it together, then you deal exclusively with us, the church. Don't get the best deal you can get, deal with us. Give it to us. Let's go on to the next document. The United States Bankruptcy Northern District of Georgia. This was filed. This is a public document, so you don't have to have friends to get this one. You can get this one offline yourself. There's a period of exclusivity in bankruptcy where only the debtor can enter